Hi you guys, Shelly. I am back because I have a conversation I wanted to have with you guys about smaller pan palettes, right? The smaller quantity of colors, smaller quantity of shades in a small, potentially economical, travel-friendly, minimalist type palettes. I think that there was a time where everybody was going with the ginormous palettes. Morphe, ColourPop, everybody's done a big palette. Glamlight just recently released the Michaela Glamlight palette, and I haven't decided if I want it yet because it's huge and I feel like I just don't reach for my big palettes as much as I want to. When I'm in a hurry, I don't want to have that much to think about. I don't want to have to make that many choices, right? So I started actually reaching a lot more for the little 4 or 5 pan palettes, and I thought I would share kind of my thoughts with some of the different brands, see if we can have a conversation, see if you guys agree, see if you like them, what your thoughts are. Honestly, I'm going to bounce around between pluses and minuses. I'm going to tell you what I love and tell you what I don't love, and some of them might surprise you. So there you go. Let's just get into the video. Okay, I'm gonna start with these Morphe palettes. They started off, I think they came in a little kit, like Super Slayers, I think was the name of one of them, and Slay All Day maybe. These two little palettes are perfectly fine. You know, you've got your 5 pans in each of them, and I actually really like these, so much so that I bought this for my daughter-in-law and my daughter, just because as far as like an everyday neutral wearable palette, it's fantastic. It doesn't overwhelm you with too many shimmers. You don't have like all shimmers and then you're looking around for a bronzer or something that you can do to contour. You actually do have 1 shimmer and 4 mattes, and this gives you, you know, that dark black that you can use as a liner to smoke it out, make it more exotic if you're going out that night, whatever the case may be. That's a great one. This one here, also from Morphe, is more on your plummy kind of colors in case you're not into the, you know, the brown neutrals, but you want still kind of a neutral look. Again, this one has one more, more of a shimmer, but this right here is just a stunning color. Do I have, no, I don't have any more swatches on my hands. I don't know how to describe that, but it is an absolute beautiful lid shade. So these little 5 pans from Morphe, I love them. And people's got their opinions on Morphe. I have not had any problems with the products, so I continue to use the products that I have, but it's not like I'm a diehard, you know, like, oh, my dream someday is to do a Morphe collab. That's not me at all. This one right here, this is a Revlon, that's a Dub Victoire palette. This is drugstore. This is a drugstore, but it's like 10 bucks, I think. This is a fantastic palette if you are, I need a swash of a shimmer on my lids and not much else. These two, I can't pick. I can't pick out which ones that I like the more. I do use all of them. It's barely been tapped into, frankly. I picked this up, I think, at Ulta because I was doing an Ulta video or doing an Ulta haul, and I just had it in my wish list. I threw it in the cart. Actually, Alex in LA, she's the one that I originally saw her use that, and she's like, this is an OG one. She loves it, and I'm like, why do I not have that? So then I got it. Okay, here's one that I don't love so much. This is from House Laboratory, Lady Gaga's brand. This is called Seduction 4-Way, and I got it as part of her birthday kit. These have 4 shades, and by first look, it's like, okay, you've got your softer colored matte, you've got a deeper matte, you've got 2 shimmers. This looks like it would be everything you need. It looks beautiful. The quality is shit. That darker matte is probably the only one. This blue feels dry and gives you nothing. There's like no payoff at all. The light pink is just too light for me. It's a color that you use when you made a mistake and you need to buff out something else. Or if you're kind of just a minimalist and in general and you don't need, I gotta get this off my finger before I do another swatch. If you are somebody who does like a bold lip but really not much in the eyeshadow, maybe that's a good look for you, but man, I'm not going to swatch every single one of these palettes that I got here. The only color that I actually really like is this bronzy color right here. And that is beautiful. It's too much to spend for a shade that you would actually use. I mean, I see these on my arm and it's like, I want to like these so bad, but this blue just doesn't work for me. The pink doesn't work. You don't buy this for 2 shades. It's just too much money. That's pass for me. Okay, let's bounce back and forth between the loves and the hates, huh? Pat McGrath, this is her Shade Throwing and Eye Ecstasy. Now I have to be careful when I open this because when I first opened this, I lost one of the shades, this one down, no, this one up here. And so it's kind of made a mess. I've sort of pressed it back in. I actually do need to go through and repress it back in the right way. But this is gorgeous. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is probably one of my favorite small palettes of all time. It's that gorgeous. I know there's a lot of hype on it and it seems like maybe I got kind of swept up in it, but it really is stunning. It's very, very beautiful. Kind of a meh, like it's like in the middle. I don't love them, I don't hate them. These are the Flower Beauty little quads. I use them, but I don't love them. Like I use them when I need something really fast and easy, but I kind of low-key don't recommend them. If you're in a Fred Meyer, or if your Ulta still has them, or you can find them anywhere else, maybe you see them at, I don't know, TJ Maxx or something, I would say, sure, try them. If you're in a pinch and you need makeup, you left your makeup counter at home and you need something right now, okay, I think you can kind of get them to work. In looking at the back, they all say Petal Play, so I can't tell you what the shade range is, but this is the kind of a berry one. It's okay. This one's your neutral one. All right. This is a little bit darker, smokier. And, you know, they're fine. They're fine, but they're not like, oh my gosh, I stand these so much and now I have to go out and buy all of them. Why I bought 3 of them. I think I liked one of them and I was like, okay, that's not bad. Let me try the other ones. And that's when I ended up picking up more than I probably need to. But they swatch pretty good. I should probably use these again, huh? Yeah, see, this one actually might be my favorite, but it's so dark. You might not like the dark ones. I don't know. These are, I just forget about these. These are just, they're just uneventful. And I guess that's kind of the point with the small eyeshadow quad, right? You guys, I did not include any 6-pan eyeshadows in this as far as the minis go. So there's a whole other that I have an opinion on. I'm just kind of cleaning up the back of my hand right now. So I have an opinion on some of the other, but they had one more and I had to draw the line somewhere. It was like, okay, there's a 6, there's an 8. Like, where do you decide what's a mini and what's not? ColourPop. These little quads are perfectly fine. They're great. They're easy to use. They're easy to blend out. 2 mattes, 2 shimmers in each one of them. Liked them so much. I bought more, which I probably didn't need to do. And here's why. These, if you don't get these on sale. Now, when I originally purchased these 2, there was a deal where if you bought their new blushes, their new quad blushes, then you could get these for $4. For $4, absolutely. Jump on that. For their regular $8 or $9, If these are $9 and these are 3 from e.l.f., do the e.l.f. ones. Like, you could literally get 3 of the e.l.f. ones for the price of one of the ColourPop ones. And the formula is not all that different. The e.l.f. ones, like this particular one, 2 mattes and 2 shimmers. This is the Cream and Sugar. It's not like the Citrus Fizz. It's like one of the other ones that I have coming. So I love these. I love the little ColourPop quads. They're super easy to blend out. They give you the, for me, it's the right combination of the shimmers and the mattes. But for the price, for $9 for that, I do have almost every single one, if not every one, of the e.l.f. bite size palettes. I don't know which one to pick as my favorite. I literally have, I have all of them. I have the dark purple one. I've got the jalapeno one. I guess this is a Sai. There are so many that are good. I really, really, really do like these. I enjoy them. They're easy to use, to reach for. I can't speak enough about them, and everybody loves them, but to me they feel high-end. If you didn't know that they were a $3 e.l.f. palette or a $4 e.l.f. palette, with the case of the mint collection, they're $1 more. But $1 a shade? No, less than that. Yeah, no, $1 a shade, or less than $1 a shade, more than that, over $2 a shade. I don't know. I don't know that the ColourPop palettes are worth twice the e.l.f. ones. I think the e.l.f. quality is spectacular. Okay, I also did a video and tested out the Wet n Wild. These are a 5-pan. I feel like these were maybe, I think these are a little bit more money, but you do get an extra shade. However, my favorite ones, like this one right here, this is what, the camo one? Yeah, Camo Flaunt. It's got a pressed glitter in it, so I can't use that. I don't use that. I ignore that one. So then that I'm down to a 4-pan. And is it worth more money than the e.l.f. one? No, not necessarily. I think all of these give me a shade that I throw away or shade that I don't use, and then the rest are actually usable. So again, your taste might be different than mine when it comes to actual the quantity and the types of formulas that you want to use, what you reach more. Maybe you go for all shadows and you need one matte, or maybe you like the color story better. It works better in your skin tone. Zero issue with that. We talked about ColourPop a little bit ago, and I'm going to talk about these Bambi collection. I bought all of them. They sent me accidentally 2 thumpers, I think. Why I felt like I had to have this neutral palette, I don't know. But when I did a try on of this, really, really liked it. Here's what I don't like about this palette. There's a difference in pan size. These square ones are so much easier for me to feel like I get my brush into it and I pick up a good amount of product. These ones, with being these short, narrow pans, I just don't enjoy the experience of swiping a brush back and forth. I don't know why. They're not horrible, and I should be using smaller brushes, so it's something I need to get over, but I actually really do like these. And contrary to other people's opinion, Bambi the neutral one is my favorite. I do like Thumper and Flower. They're more of your purpley colors, but Bambi's my favorite. But not in the original, because I really liked Thumper. Thumper was cute. And I like Flower too. I liked all of them. I liked all the characters. I'm aging myself because I liked all the Bambi characters. Okay, I'm going to change my battery really, really fast. I'll be right back. I mean, I never know if I get things exactly the same way after I change my battery, but hi, I'm back. I know that was very fast, but there you go. Okay, so again, typical ColourPop formula, zero issue with it. To me, the ColourPop formula in general and the Morphe formula in general is like the e.l.f. formula, very consistent. I can't complain about it. They're easy for a non-makeup artist to use to blend out. It doesn't feel like, okay, it's too challenging or I don't get the concept behind it. It's just actually really a joy to work with. Okay, Ofra. Ofra has the mini mix palettes, which are like an all over face palette, and I've been really enjoying those. I think I've got like 3 of them. Yeah, 3 of them, including the Samantha March one. This is a neutral Ofra palette, and I really like the quality of it. They're more expensive, right? I do get 2 mattes that work well for me and 3 shimmers. Actually, this is probably more like one of their highlighters. You use it on your face, which is perfectly fine. This one I broke. I actually got a replacement of it. Is it a satin? No. This one's a little bit different because I have 3 mattes and then the shimmer and then the highlighter. But I like both of these. Both of these for every day. Man, they're so easy. The little palettes are just, they're no-brainers when it comes to deciding what makeup to put on and getting a cohesive look together without having to, you know, go around. They're not for the days where you're feeling creative. They're for the days that you just want to put on some makeup and go. Throw your hair up in a messy bun and listen to some gangster rap, and then that's the makeup that you use because it's easy. This palette was such a disappointment. This is by far probably my biggest regret of any makeup purchase I've had. This is a Tom Ford palette, and everybody loves Tom Ford, and this didn't work for me. This didn't work for me, and maybe it's just because it's the wrong one, but honestly, let's just pick up some of these and I'll show you what I'm with here. Okay, so there's your lightest shade. Chunky. There's your kind of berry shade. Purple shade does not show up. And then you're left with one kind of, sorry, I've got this on the back of my old ass hands. This bronzy brown. It's okay. I don't know that it's necessary. This purple is such a why bother. This light pink one reminds me of the one that's in the House Laboratories one. That's just, I just don't use it. The blush was okay. The highlighter was okay. The highlighter actually feels pretty creamy. Shows up on the skin. I could probably actually put it on right now. Get some use out of this palette. I didn't pay full price for it. See how pretty is that? Wow, that's a lot. That was way more than I need to. I better balance this stuff out here. I have 2 different blushes on my face right now, but we need to tone down some of that highlighter because that's crazy. I've got a conference call I've got to get on. I probably didn't need to do so much highlighter, but it's very pretty if you're a highlighter kind of lover. I think we're going away from highlighters, aren't we? We're kind of moving away from them a little bit. I don't know. I just don't feel like I need to look like a glazed donut. So this palette was one of the Soul palettes. I think I can't remember the name of it. Violet Argente. They were originally $135, and it is a hard pass for me. I'll do a video of makeup that I thoroughly regret purchasing, and this will be at the top of that list. Surprise, this is a spoiler for future videos. This little sleeve, why a white sleeve? If you look at this is trash now. I mean, I get you want to keep the compact from being scratched up or whatever, but this is, I'm messy, I guess. I'm not a clean person. Okay, I only have two more products to share with you, so thank you for sticking with me this long. Natasha Denona. So she makes several different sizes of palettes. She makes the big ones that are usually like, well, she makes the really, really big ones that are like $229. I don't have any of those. She makes the $129 palettes, which are pretty good. Then she makes a $65 midi Love those. Those are by far my favorites. And then she makes 2 different sizes of smaller 5-pan palettes. One of them she actually calls a 5-pan palette. They're a little bit bigger than these. They have the same size as pan as most of her bigger palettes, so they're a bigger quantity of shadow, but in a smaller format. Those ones, however, usually run $48 for 5 shades. And that seems excessive to me. Now, I've been lucky enough to get some sales, whether it's a Sephora sale or even she's had sales on her website where I've been able to get 2 for 48 instead of, you know, the 96 or whatever it would have cost for it. Then she has a smaller palette. These smaller ones are $25. I have gotten some for $12.50. So I think that there are deals to be had. You can take advantage of like your points with Sephora and apply it for this and get them for like 15 instead of 25. I definitely think. But for $25, if you had $25, I say buy this, not this. The Tropic palette, I wanted to love this palette and I can't. This is the worst one out of all. I think I've got just about all of them. I think this is the worst one. Pass on this one. This, however, this is the Mini Star palette. This is everything to me. It's actually what I have on my eyes today. This palette can do no wrong for me. So if I had to pick one 5-pan palette from Natasha Denona, it would be the Mini Star. Hands down, every single time. Super easy. I love the kind of cool tone colors. It gives me the right amount of combination of mattes and shimmers. I'm in love with that palette. By far my favorite of the 5-pan. Okay, one more brand to mention, and that's the Charlotte Tilbury. I actually have 2 of her luxury palettes. One of these is called the Sophisticate, and the other one is Bella Sophia. So I think that's maybe named after her daughter. I'm not really sure. But this is, you know, all shiny. And I don't mind it. It's a beautiful bronze, warm, glowy palette. But it's too much shine for me to wear it on an everyday basis. I did pick up the Sophisticate, which is pretty much all mattes. Cool tone mattes, actually like them if I'm going with an all matte look. But you put the 2 of them together, now you've got 8 shades that I can wear these in a whole bunch of like neutral combinations. This is the combination, but they're so expensive. And do you really want to spend that much money for a quad palette that you can't get multiple uses out of the same palette, which is something that I always like to ask myself before I make an investment into it. Can I get multiple uses out of the same palette? These 2, they work perfectly well together. So just pay attention, I guess. If you're not a shimmer lover, maybe don't jump on the quads or do what I do and spend too much money and get to make them work for you. All right, you guys. That's it for my little roundup of basically 4 and 5-pan palettes. Pros and cons of each. Don't buy this one. Sorry. It's just not. It's not good. I hope you guys are doing really well. If you are a lady of a certain age or a lover of ladies of a certain age, I hope you stick around, be patient with me because I'm not a makeup artist. I'm not a professional YouTuber. We have technical difficulties. I do try to upload Wednesdays and Fridays, and then by special request, I might throw up a video on Saturday or Monday, at least while I'm working full-time, a mom, a wife, and going to school full-time. I have a lot on my plate, so I'm always happy to take requests. Go ahead and leave me a comment down below. Follow me over on Instagram at Shelly Tsunami. I did just start a TikTok, but I haven't posted anything yet. That's also going to be Shelly Tsunami, so feel free to follow me over there. I don't know what I'm going to do with that channel yet. I have some ideas, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing most of the time anyway. Maybe like you guys walking into a room and forgetting why you're there. Okay, you guys, I love you guys. I hope you guys are doing really well, and until my next video, bye for now.